of that sentence. You can cut this
I
part
did,
out.
thank you for that. I love how I give you a warning that I'm about to start recording and you just go on your nonsense.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay that
I'm
we're here
gonna I'm
now.
gonna
It's
leave
fine.
this in so people can see what I have to deal with.
People are gonna know what an idiot I am. That's great.
You're not an idiot. I tell you I'm hitting record and I hear you clicking away at your mouse and, "Oh, I can't get Google Chrome something or other," and like, "Why didn't you
Exactly.
work this shit out before I said I was gonna hit record?"
I was sidetracked. It happens,
Okay.
right? But it's okay. We're here now. It's time, Marianne. You know what time it
It's
is?
time. It's time to discuss one of your movies. I mean, I love this
One
movie
of my
too.
movies.
Well,
Well, it's a
I feel
British
like
movie.
it's a British movie. That's not what I was talking about. It is a British movie, but it's also one of your favorites, and you are
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's pretty good.
probably the biggest defender of one of the main characters, who's absolutely vile, by the way. We're gonna get into that in a second because we're gonna make a little friendly wager here. But, we watched The Descent this week.
Yes, we did. And it's a banger.
It is a banger, I love it. It really hits, like, some creepy notes, especially to somebody like me who's claustrophobic.
Yeah, I'm never going spelunking.
No.
Ruining that one out.
I mean, it helps if you don't go spelunking with the worst human being on the fucking planet who sets you up to
Not too much
die.
on Sarah.
I'm not talking about Sarah.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about your girl Juno, the homewrecker. Anyways, we're gonna make a little friendly wager here, and I'll try to keep the Juno slander to a minimum. How many times do you think I should be allowed to? Let's say 5. 5 seems like a nice round number.
I was thinking 4.
Homewrecking horror would be coming out of my mouth every 30 seconds. So I think 5 is like a restrained number for me. I really fucking hate her so much.
Okay. We
And,
can do that.
I'll get into the reasons why. I'm not just gonna slander her for the sake of slandering her.
There's not many reasons. And they're quite invalid when you think about it. Pretty
So,
great character.
if I slander her less than 5 times, what do I get? What do I
I
win?
don't know. Pat on the back.
No.
Well done, Marianne.
I don't give a fuck about your pat on the back. Like, let's be realistic. But I'll tell you what, if I
Oh,
go over 5, we already have like our episodes sorted for the month of October, obviously. It's a big month.
so organized.
The first episode that we record for the month of November can be the Black Coat's daughter.
Hell yeah.
How's that?
Well, I feel like that's just going to invite more slander, but I'll talk about the Black Coat Story. It's one of my favorites. What
But
do you want?
that means I have to watch it.
What do you want if you win then? Is it Halloween Ends or something?
If I win, you have to be nice.
In general.
No, listen, I'm not done. You have to be nice to me about The Strangers Chapter 2. You don't have to like it, but you have to be
Okay.
nice to me about it.
Have you seen it?
I haven't,
Well,
but
okay.
I've heard some very encouraging things. Somebody online saw it and said that it felt like one long chase scene from beginning to end. That appeals to me.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
Well, if I watch it, I think it's terrible.
You're allowed to think it's terrible, but you can't give me shit about it. Like, you gave me shit about liking the first one. Like, you gave me shit about liking Exorcist Believer. Like, you gave me shit about liking Halloween Ends.
Okay, Halloween Ends is better than the other two. I'll admit that much.
I love how you were kind of middle of the road on Halloween Ends until you saw Exorcist Believer. And
That did darken my mood.
somehow a movie from, okay, albeit the same production company, but a completely fucking different franchise
Same
just
director.
lowered your opinion of Halloween Ends. But yeah, you never were like the biggest Ends defender, but I didn't feel like you were against me. And then you watched Exorcist Believer.
Again, I'll say that Halloween Ends is better than Exorcist Believer. I'll give it credit for that much.
I'm gonna make that my ringtone. You saying that. I'm just gonna cut that.
You're just going to cut it to the part where I say Halloween Ends is better.
Sure.
No, this is kind of rigged though, because Marianne is the editor. So she could technically edit it down to 4.
No, I'm gonna keep count of my slander as we record.
Okay.
There will be no editing, underhanded editing.
Yeah, you are pretty nasty.
This is your movie. I'm excited for you because I know how much you
Really.
love this movie, and I know how much you love Juno. I'm finally feeling better after having contracted cholera. At least it felt like cholera. Sick for like over a month, and I'm hoping it's like reflected in this recording because I sounded half asleep last week.
I'm happy for you.
We open with a group of friends and they're river rafting. There's 3 of them in a raft going down some rapids while a gentleman and a young child watch nearby.
Yeah, and it looks pretty sketchy as well. Another thing that I probably wouldn't do, like,
I
the rate that they're
mm,
going through those rapids and all those big rocks that you could get slammed into, it's not for me.
I don't know how they stay in that raft. Like, there's no seat belts. I'm not a thrill seeker.
I guess they're
I'm not
strapped down. I think they strap themselves down.
I'm not the adventure seeker. I'd much rather sit on my couch and watch other people experience adventure, and I can live, like, vicariously.
Go onto YouTube and watch like videos that are like titled like tragic falls and stuff. I can live through them and their horrible demises.
That I'm not gonna lie, that sounds a little bit traumatic to me. That's not the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about, people who go hang gliding and
People who make
bungee
it.
jumping and skydiving. I support you. If this is, like, what you like to do in your free time, I support you. You will not catch me jumping off of anything. I think I've said this before, I'm also scared of everything. I am the biggest chicken shit. I'm scared of a lot of animals. I'm scared of the dark. I'm scared of open water.
One big coward.
I no, 100% I am.
Boo.
So, come on. The way
Didn't
you've
work.
actually scared me before when you jump on a Discord call and I get that, like, sound. It's very abrupt, but,
They don't get dashed all over the rocks anyway. They make it through. It's actually quite uneventful in the end. And the takeaway really is the intimation that Juno and Sarah's husband are having an affair because they share this little look, which Beth spots but doesn't comment on.
I don't even find it I was, like so when we did our rewatch, I was kind of looking out for that. I don't find it as incendiary as I mean, obviously, Beth notices something, but, it's not like she blows him a kiss. I probably wouldn't think anything of it. But, yeah, Beth kind of has a subtle reaction, and while Sarah offers to help her friends pack up all their shit, they tell her to go.
Get out of here. We don't
So
need
her
you.
her husband and her daughter load into their car, and they take off, which, in hindsight, she probably should have stayed behind and helped them pack.
Yeah. Would have helped because the drive home doesn't go well.
How so?
Well, her husband's kind of an inattentive driver. He takes his eyes off the road while he's in conversation with Sarah. And you see this van come into view. It's got like pipes on top of it. And as he veers onto the wrong lane, of course they crash. Pipes come through the windscreen and take out him and the daughter. Sarah's
I mean,
fine though.
here's my takeaway. We're not crying too much over Paul. His name is Paul, right?
I forget his name. I just know him as Sarah's husband. Doesn't really matter.
He's not innocent. We're fully gonna speak ill of the dead here. He's a dick for fucking his wife's best friend. Women are never really all that surprised to find out that a man is a trash human being. But to find out that your best friend is fucking your boyfriend or your husband, both are betrayals, but I feel like most women would feel the deeper betrayal from their friend.
Sure.
The second your friend meets somebody, hooks up with somebody, starts dating somebody, situationship, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that person automatically becomes persona non grata.
Yeah, off limits.
That's the way it should be. But,
Absolutely.
Juno didn't get the memo and she's a home wrecking whore. All right, that's one.
Okay. Write that down.
I did. She is. I'm sorry. She's worse than the husband. And it's made all the more awful when Sarah's husband and child die in this car accident.
Yeah, we get a little hospital dream sequence of Sarah, which is the first of several that she has throughout the movie, which basically ends with her finding out that her daughter's dead.
Yeah. She's
And,
having
and she,
like a little Delulu moment. And
yeah,
then
Beth
her
tries to
friend
console her.
Beth, yeah, Beth snaps her back to reality and unfortunately has to deliver the news that her daughter has passed away.
Juno's there as well. And she's pretty sad about it. She feels bad for her friend as she
Yeah, but she then turns around and walks down the hallway,
I
like,
know,
and
right?
walks the other way down the hall. Like,
She's like grieving her own loss.
she's a terrible friend. Terrible. Yeah. Juno does not want to be there for Sarah in her time of need. Like, as we go on, you will see, like, my reasons for despising her are 100% valid. Your reasons for saying that she's innocent are just that she's hot.
Pretty much. She's kind of a badass too. Again, we'll get to that. It's,
Yes.
it's called a redemption arc, man.
Well, spoiler alert,
I mean, there's a lot to redeem here. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Beth would have a bit of a problem with this supposed redemption arc, but we'll get to that.
Okay. Beth has her own issues, but you're right, we'll get to that.
Yeah, she does. She has a lot of issues. So we fast forward 1 year later. And we're in the Appalachian Mountains.
North Carolina.
Call back to Deliverance.
It's not filmed there though.
Where is it filmed?
It was all shot in Britain,
Yeah, I'm
British
sure.
cast, British studio, but it is
Well,
set in
the only one that's
America.
not British is the one that plays Juno. She's got an American accent.
Nora Jane Noon's Irish, so she's an exception too. Yeah, the one that plays Holly. But yeah, it's mostly British.
Okay.
British director too, Neil Marshall.
So they're all driving through the Appalachian Mountains. We have Sarah, and they have some other friends that I'm gonna try and name them as we go along, but they're just there to die.
Yeah, they're not
Sarah,
the main
Beth, and
ones.
Juno. Oh, that's not true. Sarah, Beth, and Juno are the ones we recognize from the beginning of the movie. But then the other one that's hard to forget is Holly because she's such a dipshit. But again,
She's a
more on
thrill
that later.
seeker.
She's an idiot.
She's an adventurer. Yeah, she's kind of an idiot. It's very noticeable this time when I rewatched it with you that
I
she was just
mean,
stupidly reckless.
and
But
after she
again,
gets mad at Juno for being reckless.
I know, right? Don't try to pin this joint on me.
See, I defend Juno somewhat. Um,
She's turning.
so Sarah, Beth, and their little crew, they arrive at a cabin and they're greeted by Juno. Whore. All
That
right, that's
counts.
two. They arrive at a cabin where they're
You're
gonna be
struggling
spending the
already.
night. I'm keeping count. I really don't like her, but I'm gonna try for you. I hope you know what I'm doing for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome. So they arrive at a cabin where they're gonna be spending the night ahead of their, what did you call it? Spelunking?
Yes, spelunking or
Cave
caving,
expedition, cave exploration, cave
pool diving.
discovery, hole diving. Yeah. Anyways,
You can name the friends. I bet you can do it.
so there's, okay, I'll try to name them. So there's Sarah, obviously the widow. There's Juno, the
Or decision maker.
less than reputable woman.
Okay.
There's Beth, who was river rafting with them in the beginning, and then they're joined by the two that I really have trouble remembering. They're kind of forgettable. I think they're just there for the body count. Are Sam and Rebecca.
The sisters.
Oh, they're sisters. Wow. See, there you go. You
Yeah,
just taught me
Becca's the
something.
older one. Sam's the younger one.
Okay, I didn't know that. And then we have Holly. And once they get into the caves, she displays a staggering lack of critical thinking.
Yeah, no foresight with this one.
But they spend the night before their expedition. They're just having fun. They're drinking, they're telling stories. But Sarah is like very clearly haunted.
Yeah, she's traumatized.
She's still got like a lot of issues, PTSD. But Sarah's the one who wanted to take this trip, if I'm not mistaken. She asked for it, didn't she?
I think it was Juno's idea.
Okay. But the whole thing is that they haven't these friends haven't seen each other in a long time. Juno hasn't seen Sarah because she essentially abandoned her after her family died.
Yeah,
Didn't really
another
stick
positive
around
trait.
after the accident. Yeah, didn't really stick around after the accident to be there for her friend, which they kind of discuss very momentarily. But they're having fun. They take a selfie and then they head out to the cave.
For a magical adventure.
Yes. They're supposed to be exploring the Boreham Caves. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but it's kind of important to note when we get to the halfway point, or not even like one third of the way into the movie, and realizations are made. But as they pull up to the cave, Juno takes the guidebook that I'm assuming would be probably very helpful to them
Sure,
and decides to leave it in the car.
because it's clearly not necessary.
Mm, dumbass. Okay, that's 3.
Does that count, calling her a dumbass?
Okay, I can erase it.
Might let you have that one.
All right, she's a dumbass. She makes some very poor decisions, which wouldn't really be a big deal. Well, not as big a deal if she didn't have 5 other people whose lives, literally, their like life and death depend on her poor decisions. And she essentially gets her friends killed.
It's okay, most people have seen this.
But yeah, she leaves the book in the car. They stock up on all their supplies. Nobody knows that she's leaving the book behind, by the way.
No, she doesn't mention this. As far as they know, this is Borum Caves. It's a tourist trap, as Holly calls it. It's not gonna it's not gonna be exciting. It's just gonna be a day of caving, nice and easy. But to actually go into an unexplored cave that Juno wants to name.
Yeah, she wants to discover it and name it. Of course, after herself, because, the self-centered vibes are omnipresent. Tad narcissistic too, maybe. So we can unpack her issues later. But yes, they descend into the cave. My claustrophobia is fucking
Or
triggered.
already
Holy
triggered.
shit.
just going into the cave.
Oh my god. I'm claustrophobic, I have a fear of heights, and yeah, the first thing is them rappelling deep into this cave from quite a height and yeah, into this enclosed space. No, thank you. And it's pitch black. Somebody makes a point of mentioning that it's pitch black down there.
Yeah, just a
Mm,
descent into the darkness, literally. But they light it up with flares, and we
yeah.
get a good look at how expansive it is in there. And there's a bit of a questionable digital shot that I guess is like a composition of shots, but it looks kind of weird. But there's a couple of digital effects in this movie that haven't aged particularly well. I noticed it this time rewatching it, but most of the practical stuff and the creature effects is really good. But yeah, there's a couple of
Let me
iffy
ask you, did your
effects.
rating go down when we watched it?
No, it didn't. It stayed at a solid 4.
Wow, alright.
Stingy, aren't they? And they also have their breakfast down there, or lunch, I guess, at this point.
Well, I mean,
But
lunch. They're drinking from
evidently
water
they
bottles
skip
and eating
breakfast at the cabin.
apples. That's not lunch.
Like if I'd been up all night drinking booze, I'd want to wake up and have a good hearty breakfast before going fucking cave diving. But they
Well,
wait until they're actually in the cave to eat it. And like you say, it's not it's not a filling meal. It's just apples and shit.
we know how you British folk feel about your breakfast, but who knows? Maybe they did eat breakfast and they just didn't show it.
Yeah, maybe they're just greedy and fat.
Maybe, that scene ended up on the cutting room floor.
Yet the first part of the Juno redemption arc, she apologizes to Sarah for not being around since the accident. Brownie points for Juno. I know that's right.
See, I don't know.
She doesn't say anything about fucking her husband though. She leaves that part out.
Listen, I don't know if I can call it a redemption arc. If my closest friend abandoned me in what it would ostensibly be my biggest time of need, there's no getting over that. So you want to call it a redemption arc? Maybe it's a baby step in the right direction. I guess the best word I could use to describe Juno is irredeemable.
That doesn't count. That's not slander.
It's not.
I'll allow that.
Like, I really do think she's irredeemable. And the actions that she takes in this movie, they stack up. Holy shit. You see, like, shitty characters in movies. I cannot think of one that has made so many shitty decisions, done so many hurtful things all within the space of 90 minutes.
But anyway,
So,
Sarah wanders off and she finds a passage that they need to take, which Becca, who's an experienced caver, she says it doesn't seem right according to what she read in the guidebooks. But Juno brushes it off and they press on, with Holly leading the way because why wouldn't you let the thrill seeker, the reckless one, lead the way?
she's not super reckless at this point. It gets, a little unhinged later. But yeah, this is when they start crawling through a space that looks not much bigger than a fucking urethra. I have the heebie-jeebies watching this.
Yeah, there is a documentary. I think it was on YouTube. I watched a documentary on YouTube a while back about the making of it. It's all on film sets, so it's not like they were really in the caves. Yeah, they're not even really pulling themselves through. They're sort of wriggling through
They
this
are.
tunnel underground, which is so narrow. And like you, it triggers my claustrophobia. I would
Yeah.
not be enjoying that. I feel like I would freeze up like halfway through, if that.
Me too. And
They'd have to pull me out or something. Got
because
that
there's no
panic attack.
space, you're not able to use your hands. So obviously, they're not alone in this cave. We don't know that yet. If something attacks you while you're crawling through this hole, there's no
Yeah, you're
fighting
done
back.
for.
There's just dying. And they're wriggling and there's like a million different things that my brain latches onto watching this scene. That is a
Nope.
no for me.
I'll go in a cave, but I wouldn't be crawling through tunnels like that underground. God damn, I'd be scared.
See, I wouldn't go into a cave, I'd be afraid of a cave-in. When I say I'm afraid of everything, I'm afraid of getting trapped under fucking rubble, buried alive, talk about a nightmare, and I realize I'm insane for that. I'm not an adventurer. I am a couch potato.
True that.
It's kind of inherent of being like a movie fanatic and a horror fanatic. I spend my time on my couch, and when I do go out, it's to go to the movies. And now it's just Sarah who's making her way through it when she decides this is a great time to have a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, she gets stuck, or at least she thinks she's stuck.
It's all in her head. Like, look, we're supposed to believe that she's a seasoned. I guess you'd call her an adventurer, like,
Mm.
because it seems like they do a lot of different types of things. Cave cave exploration, river rafting. So it seems like, she's got the experience and the knowledge to kind of carry her through these situations. Even Beth tells her that it's just her brain playing tricks on her and that she needs to breathe. And then she tells her a little joke. And then once Sarah's finally calm, she's like, all right, you need to come through. You're fine. And she does. So it's all a little bit melodramatic, if you ask me.
But what's not in her head is the sound of the earth shifting, which we get after the lemon joke. Beth's like, fucking move.
Just as she is making her way out of this tunnel, everything starts shaking. It feels, I guess, like it must feel like an earthquake when you're under there. Another reason, like I would have shat my pants and die.
She's gonna get squished. And she nearly gets squished. They just make it out as the tunnel
Yeah.
caves in.
And just as my heart rate starts to increase dramatically, like holy,
Worst case scenario, isn't it? When you're in a cave.
that's exactly my brain. It always goes to worst case scenario. Even though I know it's a movie, it almost confirms my worst case scenario. And I watch it, I'm like, look, see, this is why I never want to do this. Confirmed why I should never do this.
I have read comments from people who have done cave diving that have said that when earthquakes and stuff hit, they don't they're not as noticeable as they are when you're actually on the surface, which seems strange. This is
Maybe
what some
because of
people
the
have said.
insulation from being
Yeah,
underground.
I
I don't
I
know.
I guess because 'cause you're in there and you're not standing on top of all of it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to become an expert.
You'll never find out. I'll never find out either. I'll go into a cave, like I say, but it'll have to be a walk-in cave with handrails and stuff.
Handrails, a wheelchair ramp.
Fuck you. I don't need wheelchair anymore.
Never said anything about not slandering you.
Now that would be a bet. I'd win that one.
You would. The cave in has left them reasonably shaken. And that's when they realize that they have to find a new way out of, and I'm guessing it's one of the forgettable ones, but who knows? Someone asks Juno for the book, and she is forced to admit that she left it in the car
Just they didn't need it.
because they didn't need it. And that's when Holly informs the group that they are not in Boreham Cave as they were supposed to be. And then Juno is just like, it's all about confessions for her because she's always guilty. So now she has to confess that no, they are not in Boreham Caves. Boreham Caves is a tourist trap. And as we said earlier, she wants to discover this cave and name it.
Yeah, she doesn't just say that it's a tourist trap, but she says it's just like Holly said. It's a
Yeah.
tourist trap. So she sort of like tries to pin it on Holly, which
Well, that's
pisses
it.
her off immensely.
They're in the wrong cave, and the impetus for this conversation, after Juno admits that she left the book in the car, one of the friends says, "Well, no big deal. I filed a flight plan with," I'm guessing, some kind of, like, park ranger service,
Yeah,
and it's basically to inform people, in case something does go wrong and you do go missing, and that's
Becca
when
that does the flight plan.
okay, it's Becca, and that's when Holly outs Juno for taking them to the wrong cave, and she has to tell them that, "Well, you filed a flight plan for Boreham Caves, and that's not where we are." So it's really like the vibe is
Surprise!
there's no hope, there's no help coming, nobody knows we're here.
There may not be a way out, but
There
we've
may
gotta go
not be
look
a
for
way
one.
out, but yeah, they decide to start looking for one, and they find this massive gorge. Okay, I should, like, tie myself to, EKG machine. When I watch certain movies, I'd be curious to see my heart rate and my pulse, and watching certain movies, this would be a prime example. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. You have some scenes where they're just sitting in a cave, chilling, talking, getting deep with each other. Um, and then in the next scene, I'm grabbing my chest and my left arm is going numb. So first we have the cave in, and then, they're all fighting over Juno being kind of deceitful. It's not really an anxious scene. And then we go straight into them finding a gorge, and one of them decides to grab a rock and throw it into the gorge. Get an idea how
Yeah, just see
deep
how
it
deep
is.
it is, yeah. And it takes
And
forever.
I didn't time it, but I feel like the rock hit the bottom of the gorge 1 minute later.
Not quite that long, but it's enough seconds where you realise that if you fall down there, you're done for.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't even
It's a
need to hear
long
the
haul.
rock to know that you'd be done for. One of them has to free climb
Becca.
to the other side. Becca has to free climb to the other side in order to set up the equipment that the others will need to cross safely.
She shows some, like, impressive upper body strength doing it as well.
No, some great upper body strength. because both her and Juno do the free climb. She does it and sets up the equipment. Juno does it and takes the equipment because she says they're gonna need everything that they have.
Yeah, because when the cave-in happened, they lost a rope bag.
Yeah, they lost a bunch of stuff. The 2 of them free climbing and to hang there on one arm over a gorge. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about it, and I wanna die.
And during this, when Becca's actually setting the rope, she notices that there's an old pin in the cave wall, which suggests that, which shows that people have been down here before, which again is not a good omen for an named unmapped cave.
No, and she does make a point to mention that the pin is over 100 years old.
But
There's some lore
and
here.
and Juno does actually fall as she goes across, but Becca's holding onto the rope and gets a pretty severe rope burn holding onto it as Juno falls, and they're
Oh
able
my
to reel her back
god.
in.
Her hand, that
Just gets
rope
savaged.
burn sucks. I've had rope burn.
Bet you have.
That it's not even from what you think.
What were you doing?
So, I was camping.
Okay.
Yeah. Stop being weird. Rope. What am I, shopping for my sex accessories at Home Depot? I'm not a cave woman.
No judgment here.
No judgment. That was not rope burn. The rope sliced her
Yeah,
open.
she's okay. She's positive though. Becca says she'll live, which of course she won't. But that's another story.
Yes, but Becca's not just placating her at this point. I think Becca believes that they're gonna live. At this point, they have not seen a crawler.
No.
Have we seen a crawler, or is it just a shadow? I
Um,
think it was like a shadow.
there's a brief glimpse of one as Sarah's scanning the cave area with her flashlight. Like you see the head of one as the light goes across it, and then she sort of pulls the light back, and it's gone.
Mm,
That's all we've had so far by this point in the movie.
okay.
But they do see some cave drawings, which they're able to decipher, and it basically shows that there is at least one more exit from the cave than the way they came in. So there is hope. They're going to be okay, Marianne.
They all seem no, but they all seem very hopeful
Yeah, do you know
at
who's
this
really
point.
hopeful, though?
Holly.
Holly, because she rushes on ahead of everyone else
They
into a
yeah,
hole
they
that's
they
like
find a
flooded
they
with
f
water.
wow, they find a cave and Holly when I say Holly bolts,
She
like,
bolts. It's like a dog off its lead.
it's actually wild.
Sees light from phosphorus and thinks that it's daylight. Maybe some anxiety's contributed to it. She wants to be
It
out of there.
yeah, I feel like, in stories like this, you always have that one character who's doesn't handle it very well mentally. I just don't think she's really making the best decisions. Yeah, bolts like a dog off its leash. It's pitch black down there, so they have their little headlamps and flashlights, but if it's pitch black, like, how do you go running that fast into the pitch dark? Like, that's
Yeah,
just
it's senseless.
what if you hit a gorge? You already passed a gorge, but you're right, she sees the light, and she ends up falling in a hole that looks very much like an anus.
Oh, okay.
Am I wrong?
I never really thought of it in that sense, but I guess you're right.
But I'm not asking if you ever thought it looks like a butthole.
Okay, sure, why not? She falls into the giant butthole,
She falls into the giant butthole and
which is
Juno
wet
grabs her
because there's
hand.
water running around it.
Yeah, it's a giant wet butthole, and she falls into it, and Juno reaches her just at the last minute, but unfortunately, Holly's hand slips and she falls. A considerable distance, you do hear the very distinctive sound of a bone breaking, and then 2 minutes later, you see that same bone sticking out of her fucking leg.
Yeah, it's some gory imagery here.
I love it,
Cringing, dude.
and the effect is good, and
Hey, that was me a while ago.
the bone was not sticking out of your leg. Stop.
No, no, I don't think it was. I didn't look.
No, it wasn't because I remember I asked you because 'cause I'm a weirdo
Okay.
like that.
Sounds like something you'd ask.
I did.
I remember on the day it happened, I was like telling people details, but I actually can't remember any of that. So like the DMing stuff that me and you did, barely remember any of that.
But, like, I would just like to clarify that no, I did not ask you if the bone was sticking out of your leg on the day you got hit. I feel like it
Okay.
was at least a month later.
Yeah, maybe.
Glad you're okay. By the way, how gory was it?
That would be cool.
Well, Holly's bone is protruding,
The others
and
abseiled down to help her.
Like, at this point, I think I would have left her in the giant butthole. I'm just a liability, sorry.
It's not what these people are about, though.
No, instead they make her bite down on something while they push the bone back in to set her leg on a splint.
That had to suck. And it's really well done, though, so you can really sense that pain, the horror of it all.
It's very well done.
It's so
I
gnarly,
credit
especially, like, the wound, the gaping wound that they have on her leg with the bone popping out.
It's not anything overly gory, it's a nice little practical effect. I think it looks like a practical effect to me. If it's
Yeah.
not, kudos.
I
This
think
is
that's
why I would have preferred to shit myself and die in that first cave where Sarah got stuck. Just leave me here. I'll get in the fetal position and die.
but, yeah, they set her leg. While this is all going on, Sarah's snuck off, and we get another glimpse of the creature. She actually gets a fairly good look at one this time. The crawler that's drinking from, like, a pool of water. Yeah. I think she hears a noise initially, and then obviously she's got a flashlight, she's got a head torch, and she sees this crawler, as they're called, drinking from the water, but it's at a distance, and she's not sure exactly what she sees. She ends up
She's
telling the others that she thinks she saw a man.
Yeah, she's not sure what she sees. The light doesn't phase him because, like bats, they hunt using sound. So Sarah sees him and she manages to find her way back to the group.
Well, she gets jump scared by Juno,
She gets jump scared by Juno, but
who
they
doesn't believe she saw anything.
no. But Sarah is now determined to find a way out. I mean, I think they all are, especially Holly. If I was the one with the jacked up leg, get me the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Carry me the fuck out of here right now.
But they're looking for a way out, and a crawler appears and bites Holly on her face and her neck. Just puts
Yeah,
her whole head
we
in
get
his mouth.
we get a really great jump scare, like one of my favorites, when they
Yeah.
turn on the infrared on the camera and they're looking around, they all start panicking, and then suddenly you see a crawler pop up behind Beth, and it looks like it's gonna attack her at first, but it doesn't, moves away a bit, makes some noises, and then poor Holly, the weakest one of the bunch right now, she gets got.
And in a really brutal way, something literally just eats her face, sucks her brain out of her head, matter of seconds, and then drops what's left of her on the ground. Everybody's panicking.
Juno tries to fight for the body, to, like, I mean, she's done for at this point, Holly. It's kind of a pointless thing. I don't know what Juno is really thinking, but she fights for the creature, for the body.
This is why you think she's a badass. But you know what?
Yeah,
Sarah has her badass moments in this movie too. So
I guess.
the fact that, she's a homewrecker aside, she's not a bad character, she is, like you say, she's badass, but
Does her record count as slander?
no, it's a fact.
Okay, say so.
Well, wait, she didn't wreck the home.
The home got wrecked by the pipes.
Should I do fine, I'll add one. I have to stay under 5 and I'm at 3, so
Okay, this time. But yeah, the creature takes the body,
I'm saving the rest for the end.
and as the other creature claims Holly's body, another one jumps Juno. But
And yeah,
again,
Juno fights
Juno
back. She's pretty
becomes
badass.
badass. Yeah, she
Yeah,
manages
yeah.
to kill this one with like a, is it a pick? What would you call it? A peg?
It's a pick.
The terminology we're not going to nail on this. We're not
It's like
spelunkers.
it's like a it looks like a pickaxe, it folds,
Yeah,
which would make sense. I think it's like a folding pickaxe,
and she kills
and,
it.
well, they all get separated essentially, and Juno is left fighting this crawler, and she kills it. She is badass, like, credit where credit is due.
But she's not done.
No,
She Marianne.
because she senses something coming up behind her, and instead of, checking since she's in a cave with 5 fucking friends, well, 4 now, and Holly's dead, she just decides to turn around and swing her pickaxe at the jugular of what she thinks is a crawler, but it's actually Beth.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good shot though.
Juno is now also a fucking murderer. Technically not,
Is she
'cause
though?
Beth is still alive. Well,
Exactly. We'll get into that later.
her actions, this is where we were at irredeemable before. Now we're in the irredeemable, despicable, I wouldn't spit on you if you were
Okay.
on fire.
To be fair, it was an accident. She didn't know it's Beth, but what isn't
Well,
an accident is her decision to leave her to bleed out.
so
She
there's
just
there's a f
backs away.
there's a few follow-up moves that are especially gross.
Go
But
ahead.
yes, she decides to walk away while Beth is bleeding, and
I've managed to steal her necklace in the meantime, though. which which is important.
Beth managed to steal her necklace, which we see, like, in earlier parts of the movie. She kisses it, she touches it a lot. It clearly means a lot to her. It's a pendant necklace, and the pendant is a feather,
Mm.
and that's all we see throughout the movie, and then at the end, there's something more, but Beth gets the pendant, and Juno runs away.
Well, she doesn't really run. She's just backs into the darkness while
Well,
Beth's
she
there
sees
reaching for her, blood
She
pouring out of her
she
throat.
she sees Beth's jugular artery just, like, fucking spewing everywhere. I think it's a safe bet in that
Mm.
situation to think that this person is about to bleed to death, but it's still your friend. But there's
Was my friend.
just when you think she can't get any lower, but wait, there's more.
Hey, it's
So
called The Descent.
it's the descent of Juno's morality. Is what it is. What morality? She fucking leaves her while the crawlers eat Holly while someone watches. I think it's Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, she's got her camera and she's sort of surveyed this area that's basically one big animal graveyard full of
Yeah.
bones.
And she's almost right next to the crawler that's eating Holly.
Yeah, the crawler just comes into the scene, drops Holly's body down, and a whole bunch of them basically swarm the corpse and start picking away at it while Sarah's there with her camera trying not to throw up. And then one of them creeps up towards her because it hears a noise.
Sarah has figured out at this point, I'm not quite sure how, but she has figured out at this point that they're like bats and that they hunt using sound because she understands for whatever reason her flashlight isn't having any effect on them
Mm.
or her camera light because her camera does have a light on. None of this seems to attract their attention, but she's just sitting there very quietly. One even gets very close to her face.
Yeah, she makes like a retching noise and it hears and like comes forward to investigate, but it doesn't quite get close enough to touch her. But she has to
No.
like lean back and hold her breath as it's there, sniffing and making these little noises. Again, it's a very intense scene. There's lots of intense scenes in this movie. It's so good for that.
It is. Do they all like so after this point, after that scene, do they all reunite?
They're still separated for a while. You got the sisters who are basically hiding and hugging
Yes.
in like this little nook that they find.
Yeah, Becca and Sam are in this tiny little corner. Think they're safe.
Yeah, there's
Spoiler
a
alert,
creature.
they're not.
Yeah, another creature crawls by, but again, they realize that it can't see them, so they try to keep quiet until I think it's Sam's watch that starts beeping, that ugly green thing that she has.
It's Sam that has the watch, that's true. I thought it was Holly, I don't know why. Yeah, Sam has the watch and it starts making the obnoxious noise, but luckily she throws it
Yeah, just in time because
just
it
in
draws the
time.
creature back and it goes and like pokes it with its nose and stuff. But they're safe for now. And anyway, Juno's again not really making great decisions. She's off somewhere else shouting, which is obviously going to draw the creatures to her.
Sarah yeah, and then Sarah finds Beth, except Beth is not dead. She's on her way, she's well on her way, but she's not quite dead, and she tells Sarah that Juno did this, and she tells Sarah not to trust Juno, and
Not the
think
ports.
I think Sarah's not quite sure what to think at this point. The shift happens when Beth I don't know, does Beth hand her the necklace, or does Sarah find it in Beth's hand? I
And
think Beth hands it to
Beth
her.
basically opens her hands and like shows it to her, and then Sarah takes it, and she sees the engraving, which is I think it's "Love each day" or something
Yeah.
like that, which was her husband saying. So it basically reveals the affair in a very simple and effective way.
Yeah, that's when the shift happens. The necklace really kind of pushed things over the edge.
Yeah, there's no other way she would have gotten it unless Juno was there.
Exactly.
Juno didn't kill her, did she, Marianne?
No,
Somebody
Juno
else
didn't
killed her.
kill her. Sarah kills Beth in what I interpret as a mercy killing.
Well, yeah, Beth asked for it basically.
Yeah, she does. And 100% I would never be able to do that to somebody. Maybe I don't know. I guess I'd have to be in this situation. Like I wouldn't want to watch a friend die slowly and painfully either. I don't know.
Braining them's a bit tough though.
Yeah, wow. It's a lot. Props to Sarah.
Yeah.
She's not easily flustered.
Well, yeah, this is like where she starts locking in because no sooner has she killed Beth than one of the creatures jumps her,
Yes, and
but
she
she's ready for it this
finds
time.
oh, yeah, this scene is so good. She fights them off with a bone. Sh
Yeah, was it like
find
a part of an antler or a tooth. I couldn't quite tell.
I don't know, it looked like a bone to me, and
Yeah.
she found, like, it had a sharp end, so she was just using it to fucking lay waste to
There's this
these
really gnarly shot of her
crawlers.
taking out this crawler's eye,
Yep.
blood spurting out of it. It's really well done. The practical effects are so good in this movie. She just killed someone else's husband now, because no sooner she killed this one crawler than we get a female crawler that comes up and discovers the body and becomes
Yes.
enraged and upset. So they have their own little family units down there, you know?
I'm sorry.
Or
I'm
maybe
sorry.
maybe it's a
Let me
pack
stop you.
mentality.
Let me can we hit pause for a second? I see what you're doing, and I have to call it out.
Okay, here we go.
So Juno is a homewrecker. She
Okay.
slept with her best friend's husband
Did kill him
when
though.
there was, like, a whole family involved. She killed a
Yeah.
friend. She lies about killing the friend. She's the reason that the friends end up lost in this fucking cave to begin with. Like,
Okay.
there's a lot there.
Who hasn't done that?
And you're trying to say, like Sarah, she broke up a family too. She killed a husband too, and you're talking about fucking crawlers. Are you joking? Are you high? You must be high.
Well, this female crawler seemed pretty upset.
Okay, this is the thinnest argument for your
S-
girl, like,
So Sarah
honestly.
took away from that poor girl crawler.
No, that isn't
Juno
come
would never.
on. No, this is just you must be high. No.
You're the high one, drug expert.
Look, both of them have both of them have a final girl energy, but Juno is the despicable one. That's the difference.
Okay.
I'm not gonna turn on Sarah because she killed a crawler. She killed a few crawlers,
It's
and
just
yeah,
well,
it
she
does
kills
look
the female crawler too.
she does, she looks badass doing it, and is it
Chases into this kind of it's like a pond of blood. I guess like a little
yes.
mini lake, which leads to again another one of this movie's really iconic shots of Sarah just rising up out of the bloody water.
It's so good. That's my favorite scene from the movie, when she's in that blood pool and she emerges
Yeah, it's a great
and a
shot.
crawler arrives and she decides to lay on this rock quietly, kind of lifeless,
Yeah, she
and it
kills the female crawler first.
she does, and this other crawler, like, walks on top of her, and that's
She
when
just
she
holds still.
grabs this bone and attacks it, kills it with a I needed, like, a shot right to the head. Her final girl aura. I like Sarah. Doesn't Juno find Sam and
Becca.
Becca?
Yeah, they reunite. Like a creature's just about to take out Becca or Sam, and Juno basically shows up and has her own badass moment. She kills it, snaps its neck. That's them reunited. One of them even kicks the poor thing, like just rude.
Yes, and
But yeah, they're
Juno
back together now. And Sarah, I think, is the only one that's on her own at this point.
yes, and Juno tells Sam and Becca that Holly and Beth are dead.
Yeah, she doesn't
And
specify that the creature's got Beth, but she says that she's dead.
yeah, she just says they're both dead.
They all hear this stuff going down with Sarah, and I think it's the sisters that decide that they want to just press on ahead and leave without her. Juno wants to stay back and save Sarah too, but they've
She
heard
does.
enough. The other two have heard enough, and they try and get away. They don't get far.
They're killed by crawlers very quickly.
Yeah, they reach another gorge, and this time it's Sam that tries to create a path across with a rope, but she's like gets halfway across, and a crawler appears above her, rips her throat out. But she gets her own lick in, and she has a little knife on her that she stabs it in the throat with, and it drops into the water below.
Yeah, but it doesn't really buy them much time. Th're both
Yeah,
crawler food at this point.
yeah, it doesn't save her as she's hanging there all bloody and dead. Like they can't get across now, and I guess they turn back a little bit, but no sooner have they turn than another creature appears and it takes out the other sister. Starts like eating her guts out.
Well, this is the point that I'm, like, happy to get to, and I don't have to pretend to try and remember their names because every time Sam is, like, the easy one, and then I have to pause for a moment every single time. So, thank God that they're dead, and I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, a lot of the names are too similar in this movie. I think you've got Sam and Sarah. They just blend together a bit. Becca and Beth. Come on, choose a different letter. That's all I'm saying.
They're pretty common names too.
Yeah, so, and like you say, outside of the main ones, they kind of They're just fodder there for the crawlers
Yeah.
to eat, people to die. Good characters, good performances as well, I think.
And get eaten they did,
They did.
and
They
Juno gets away,
love
and
that for
she re
her.
yes, and she reunites with Sarah finally and tells Sarah that the crawlers killed Beth. And this is, like, why we're in despicable, I wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire territory.
Well, she doesn't wanna admit that she took Beth's throat out, right? You don't wanna be like, "Oh, by the way, I killed her. My
Look,
bad."
look, I'm not saying it's not the type of thing that wouldn't put a strain on a friendship.
Juno's really innocent when you think about it. Why was Beth sneaking up on her too? That's just no. What
Dude,
was she planning? That's what I wanna know.
she's not gonna fuck you.
You don't know that. She's hard is what I'm saying.
I will give her that killing Beth was an accident. Even though she didn't kill Beth and she could have stayed behind to help her, it was an accident. It's her actions in the aftermath that just make her awful. She's literally the fucking worst. So she's lying to Sarah.
They have bigger problems, Marianne, because they
What,
realise that a bunch of crawlers are going at them
yes.
now.
And I will say this, had she not lied to Sarah, maybe she would have saved herself the trouble she's going to encounter in a
Yeah.
couple of minutes. But yes, they are first attacked by crawlers.
And again, they're both badasses by this point. They've sort of evolved and they're actually taking out the crawlers pretty well. They're handling them. A few more kills here, whole crawlers.
The crawlers are dropping like flies. It's, like, nice action-packed scene.
You ever get a great eye gouging shot from
Uh,
Sarah?
that was beautiful.
That's one of the highlights, for me at least. And then the two friends stand there, survivors, good friends, loyal friends.
They're staring at each other and,
But one of these people isn't loyal. Go ahead,
like,
Maria.
you know what the look on Sarah's face is.
Yeah,
Juno looks like she's trying to figure out what's happening, but Sarah is intense.
yeah.
Intense. And the first time I watched it, I was wondering what's about to happen.
Mm.
What's about There's a million possibilities. I think in your more traditional horror movies, I think the popular choice was, like, to almost kind of ignore it because what's going on is bigger.
Yeah,
You see that in a lot of movies where somebody does something really gross or weird or whatever, and not to say all is forgiven, but it's almost like in a crisis situation, this doesn't really matter.
yeah.
And you think for a minute Sarah's gonna put this on the back burner, but no.
She reveals the necklace, basically confirming that she knows. Juno's like, "Ah."
The eyes go quite wide, like deer caught in the headlights, and then Sarah pulls out the pickaxe and takes out Juno's fucking leg. It's beautiful.
One friend betraying another, you hate to see it.
I would have gone for her temple. Why her leg?
I guess she wants the creatures to feast on her.
I guess so.
She's a bad friend, really, Sarah. But
Stop it.
Juno wouldn't have done that.
Juno did worse.
Juno wanted to save Sarah. Sarah didn't want to save Juno. That's the real difference.
Yeah, well, would she have wanted to save Sarah if she had accidentally stuck the pickaxe in her neck instead of Beth's, or would she have walked away from her too? Probably the latter.
Yeah, probably, but that's a different movie.
Wow, the mental gymnastics right now.
Is goated.
She got what she deserved. Juno is off. You said it yourself, like, she's proved herself. There's absolutely no guarantee that sticking that thing in her leg would have killed her. She coulda still got out.
I mean, a
I
few seconds later, it does look like she's done for. Again, we get a shot of the crawlers moving towards her. There's a whole bunch of her. Again, it's kind of a questionable digital effect that we see here, but still.
It is, but we're
But
to believe that that's the end of Juno. And
yeah,
in my
she stands there
mind,
ready to fight, but it's over.
she's outnumbered. And me personally,
There we
because
go.
the sequel doesn't really exist in my mind, Juno's dead.
Well, we hear her
So
screaming,
we
so
do
it's
hear her.
certainly inferred that she succumbs to the crawlers.
It might be called a claw hammer. I don't
Yeah, I
know
mean,
where that came from, but yeah.
I don't know what any of this shit's called. I
But
don't do
yeah,
a spelunking.
Sarah leaves her to die,
My
and it's not
friend.
too long after okay.
Juno would never.
It's not too long after she leaves Juno behind that she finds a spot to kind of collapse, and I guess to rest, and that's when the sun hits her and she realizes she's at one of the exits. So
Freedom.
she gets out and she runs for their cars. She gets into the car, starts it, and she drives off quite erratically.
Yeah,
Which
like,
is very erratic.
she didn't learn anything from her husband's accident because even on the way to the cave, she was driving recklessly.
Yep. Well
I guess there's a reason for it at this point. She's kind of panicked.
well, she likes that adrenaline, right?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why she drives that way, but she doesn't crash this time. She pulls over to the side of the road
Pulls over
to
to
f
vomit.
to throw up.
Yep.
We've all been there.
No.
I mean, I haven't been there as a driver, as a passenger, I certainly have.
I've never been there as a driver, and as a passenger, I don't think I had the wherewithal to open the window from what I remember. I think I just threw up in the car. It was my car.
Good. It's good to know. You didn't piss anyone off?
Um, my ex, he had to clean it up.
Unlucky.
I woke up the next morning and it was clean.
Nice. Love that for
So
you.
no, I've never puked out a window. I did something even less classy.
Marianne moment.
No, that's an embarrassing one. I don't I don't like drinking related stories. Like, I drink a little bit
Yeah,
now
they're never
socially.
good.
They're never good. Even if you had the time of your life at the time, like, when you recount them, there's usually, like, a degree of cringe attached.
They really do that.
Yeah,
Why did I
it's
have to
kind
be
of
the one that drank the whole punch bowl? Who was I trying to impress?
that's what I'm wondering. And this is the part that I asked you about when we watched it the other day because I thought I think I've only seen this movie 2 times before. I thought Sarah gets out. I thought she escapes, final girl. But then a few seconds into this shot of her parked on the side of the road, we're back with her in the cave.
Yeah, first she gets jump scared by an image of Juno in the car. She sees Juno sat in the passenger seat and screams. And then next thing you know, she's waking up in the cave again. I believe there's a different ending to the American version and the British version. So, like
What
in one version, she's still trapped in the cave. In the other, she makes it out.
is the
And
American version the one where she makes it out?
I believe so.
I'm not
And that's and that's
surprised.
and that's the jumping off point for the sequel. But in the version we watched for this, the unrated version, she's back in the cave. She has this image of her daughter and a birthday cake, which obviously isn't there. It's
No.
just and the camera like pans out or zooms out even on a shot of Sarah just smiling at nothing.
But she's smiling in the cave,
Yeah, as we hear the sounds of the crawlers, I guess, encroaching on her location.
I guess.
So the
That's the
takeaway
British
really is that
version.
she's screwed. Yeah, I believe that's the British version. It's certainly the better version. Whichever version we watched the better one.
Listen, I don't need a happy ending.
Hmm.
It I don't.
Phrasing.
Oh god. I don't need
Who
a
are you
happy
showing up
ending
to the
to a
massage clinic like?
I don't need a happy ending to a movie. It depends on the movie.
Yeah,
Um, there's movies where there's, like, no survivors that I do enjoy, but ultimately, I always find it more fun to be able to root for someone,
yeah.
be it one person or more than one person.
You like a final
Bleak
girl.
and bleak movies have to hit me right. So, just, like, I guess as an example, The Long Walk was very fucking bleak, and I loved that movie. Eden Lake is also very fucking bleak. That was awful. That is
Yeah, it's a tough ending.
awful. It is the most unsatisfying ending in the history of fucking horror, and I won't watch that again. So I guess there's, like, degrees of bleakness, or maybe there's just stuff that I find more acceptable,
Yeah.
but
Is this acceptable?
you're right, it is good. It is. But I do like the ending where Sarah survives, and you
Okay.
said it opens it up for the sequel, so I'm guessing the sequel was an American movie?
I'm not sure exactly where it was produced, but the characters were mostly American in that one.
I don't know much about it. I watched it once. It made me very angry.
Because Sarah's because Juno's alive.
Yes, and because of what happens to Sarah,
For a while at least.
like, it's the fact that they just made a sequel and brought Sarah back down there. "Let's do this again."
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, it's not a good movie, the sequel. This movie is one of those that didn't need a sequel. It worked just fine as it was.
I like the version you showed me, but I also like the one where Sarah survives.
Okay.
Even if that is the Americanized version, with the happy ending, that's fine.
You'll take it.
I will. I feel like she earned it.
As did Juno. No?
So,
Okay.
Juno deserved what? Her freedom?
A survival, yes. Not the silence. Okay.
I'm at 3. So, here's what.
You don't want to see her at a 6.
No, I'm talking about the number of times that I've slandered her. I'm keeping track.
Well, I think you've won then. If you're free at this point, we're done with the movie. I think you've defeated me.
I'm not done.
Say whore 3 times.
Listen,
I'm listening.
both of them, they're very different characters. Their personalities are different, but I see a lot of parallels. They're strong, they're both fighting back, they're both resourceful. They have a lot in common in a lot of ways, as much as they're different. If you're asking me who I want to root for, in that sense, they're pretty neck and neck. The thing that puts Sarah into the lead and by like fucking light years is Juno. She's awful. She's narcissistic. She is a home-wrecking whore. That's 4. And I get why you say she's innocent. Yeah, she's sexy. She is. She really is. I'm not denying that. I feel like this might be one of the instances because, I can defend some heinous shit in horror, especially when it comes to female characters. I don't think it can be done with her. She's the worst.
Worse than Eric
She's worse than Eric. She's worse than Dr. Cruz.
or New Blood.
Yes, I'm trying to think of other,
Corey
I'm not
Cunningham. He's pretty terrible.
stop it. No. We're not doing the Corey Cunningham slander. You cannot name another character in horror that's worse than her. Like, I'm talking morally, in
Morally.
every sense of the word. Like, is there another character off the top of your head that has done more despicable things across an entire movie?
Well, spot now.
Well,
A
you've
character
seen a
that's
lot of
supposed to be
movies.
like in the protagonist role, not a villain, obviously. Herbert West was kind of a douchebag. He didn't really give a fuck about anyone else. There was the girl in Texas Chainsaw 3D that was sleeping with Alexandra Daddario's boyfriend.
True, but that was the only thing she did, and then she
Yeah.
had the good sense to die, and it was funny when she died.
Okay. Yeah, I'm blanking, so maybe have to let you have this one.
There's probably, maybe somebody that is worse, and for whatever reason, I just can't think of it right now. She's up there for, easily one of the most despicable. It's awful. She's awful. Dirty little home-wrecking whore. Oh, there you go, you got your 5, fuck.
Haha, win.
You got your 5. Whatever,
Suck.
you know what? Fine,
Now the floodgates are gonna open, aren't
Since
they?
I passed the 5, fuck Juno. I hate her. She's a home-wrecking whore. She's a bitch. Fuck her. Rest in piss, you won't be missed.
Hey, that's my
You
life.
won. You won. You should be happy right now. Don't you feel like this is winning?
What do you owe me again? Black Kurt's daughter.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What
I have oh no.
you've done.
I didn't
You win, really, when you
I
think
didn't
about it. You
think
get to watch a horror masterpiece all over again and talk
I
about it for like an hour and a half.
didn't think this through. I'm actually really fucking upset right now because I have
Let's
to
fucking
rewatch it
go.
and we have to
Bang.
talk about it. Oh,
Perfect winter horror movie.
it's not winter, it's fall.
Well, whatever. Close enough.
Oh my
It's
god. I
snowy. That's what
I can't believe. I actually cannot fucking believe this right now. Mm.
we're gonna cover a 5-star movie in just a few short weeks.
Okay. Well,
Brilliant.
anyways, on that note, that's 4 stars for you, you said?
Yeah, yeah. Solid 4 stars. I'm stingy like that now. You know me. It's one that I've watched a ton of times. I never get bored of it.
It's so funny to me because I've always seen you praise it so hard.
Yeah, I do praise
And
it hard. It is one of the best British horror movies, for sure.
yeah, I'm just surprised that
I
you
don't think we're
don't.
the best at horror movies in general, though, so that's why it's like high ranking.
You guys get it right sometimes. So
Yeah.
3.5 stars for me.
3.5. Okay. You rated lower than me for a change.
I think
It happens, guys. Sometimes it happens.
it does.
She can be
Think
the mean one.
I'm not mean. I really do love this movie. I
About to
do.
drop the DM screenshots right now.
It triggers my claustrophobia. So maybe it feels a little too real to me.
Which for me is something that enhances the movie. It sort of ups the rating for me. But I guess you kind of go in the opposite direction on that point.
No, I usually do go in that direction. It just has an effect on me or had an effect. It's better on rewatches. When I know what I'm in for, I can kind of mentally prepare.
Yeah.
The first time I watched that movie, I was a nervous wreck after. Another one was The Fall.
I was about to ask you about that actually, because it's kind of the inverse of this movie.
Yeah.
They go downhill, these other people go up, And there's also a cheating best friend in that movie too.
There is. It's
He
a great movie. I love the characters. I agree with you, like, the CGI hasn't really aged very well, but the practical effects are very good. I like Sarah. I like her fight scenes, and again, that scene where she's in the pool of blood emerging very slowly,
yeah,
visually is the best shot of the movie, and there's a lot of really great visual shots, but that one is
it's a
the one
standout,
that
yeah.
sticks out in my mind.
What
My
did you rate
3.5 stars isn't slander at all.
okay. What did you rate Fall then?
Oh
I think for
my
me that was
god.
like 3 stars. I remember first watching the trailer and I was like,
Hmm.
"Nope, that's anxiety."
So,
The movie itself wasn't the worst.
you know very well, that I'm not always super religious about logging stuff on Letterboxd. Well, I watched this and I didn't log it.
Oh, damn. Could never be
But
me.
off the top of my head, it would probably be 2.5.
Okay. Yeah,
It was good for, like, yeah, okay, it provides a little bit of anxiety. It wasn't as visually interesting as The Descent.
yeah,
There wasn't much in the way of gore. It's more something that has you, on the edge of your seat, biting your nails. It's
yeah, and,
apples and oranges, aside from the cheating storyline, as you say. It's not I don't think you can
which
compare them.
yeah, which in 4 was kind of phoned in. I didn't really like it in 4. It works in The Descent because of the situation they're in, but in 4, it just feels kind of tacked on. And they really did stretch that concept out for quite a while. It's like it'll be a good hour-long movie maybe, but I forget what the eventual running time was, but it certainly was stretched, although I did enjoy it. The Descent is better, for sure.
The Descent is better. 3.5 stars isn't bad for me.
It's recommended.
I like most things. I recommend to everybody.
I like that it's not just a horror movie in the creature feature sense, but you do have like the whole first half of the movie that's really just anxiety inducing without having anything to do with those horror elements. It's just situational. So it's a movie that it's basically a movie of two halves really, and both work really well for me.
To me, it's horror on top of horror. The first part of the movie, as you say, like, it's nothing to do with the crawlers. It's all situational, but it's horrifying. Like, it absolutely even before the crawlers enter the picture, it 100% is horror. If the thought of being trapped underground with possibly no way out doesn't scare the living shit out of you, then I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So that's horror, like, all on its own, and then the crawlers just add a new layer to it, and it's ultimately, it ends up being like a second threat. This is why, again, at the beginning, I would've died in the fetal position. This is the way.
Would have stayed back at the cabin and keep an eye out, you know.
Keep an eye out, of course.
Maybe make myself some breakfast. Since no one else was doing it.
You really have, like, a hang up about this breakfast issue. It's funny.
They didn't eat until they got in the cave. It's just dumb to me. But that's the Descent.
The breakfast-free descent. The
That was the that was their
breakfastless des
biggest mistake.
it was. Ask any British person.
Probably Juno's fault as well. She insisted on them leaving early.
Your girl is the worst. This is the first episode where my rating's been lower. I just
Oh
love
yeah,
loving everything.
I love that for me.
I'm happy for you. I know
Probably
you were
won't happen
looking forward to
often.
this day.
We
Oh,
know it's gonna happen at least once more because of the Black Cat's daughter
it's gonna
episode.
happen in November.
Winning.
Oh my god, alright, well, that's it. What
It's
more
over.
is there to say?
There's
I
one
have
thing
to
to
watch The
say.
Black Coat's Daughter. What is there to say?
That means, dear listeners, is that we'll see you next Tuesday.